Baby, I love you so much. I would be anything you want me to be. I could be a homemaker. I could be a working mom. I could be smarter or sassier or anything you want me to be. As long as you love me. I'm zooming now. I'm zooming. I'm zooming now. Look at me zoom. Zoom, zoom, zoom. That's the name of the mic. It's a zoom. Zoom, zoom. Hello everybody. My name is Sarah K. Regli and welcome to Sarah K. Connects. In today's episode, we are talking about changing for a partner. This episode was inspired by a conversation I had with one of my subscribers. He had watched my video about things that men who have sisters know. Not all women make great homemakers. They might be good at really a lot of other things, but not that. One of the questions that came to mind is like, well, you talked about the fact that some women don't make good homemakers, but couldn't he and she as like a couple get better at that? And that kind of prompted a question about, well, when is changing good in a relationship and when is changing bad, and how far is too far or too much? So here we are to talk about that today. First of all, I want to establish that there are different types of changes. There are good changes, changes that correlate and strengthen in your values. There are neutral changes, like you used to like wearing the color green and now you like wearing the color red. And then there are bad changes. And these changes would be things that go against your value system, poor habits, those types of things. Before we get into the core of the video, I want to talk about, here's some facts. Like, we'll just get this on the table. If you are single, you're still changing. You're changing every single day. Who you are today is different from yesterday. So don't act like just because you're single, this doesn't apply to you. And number two, who your circle of friends are will also subconsciously change you as well. Even if you're not dating somebody or really wanting to date anybody, these sorts of mentalities will help you know who you want to grow into and who you should be surrounding yourself with. Got it? Capiche? Capiche? Capiche. We're gonna dive into it. Okay, so all people have a set of values, and some of those values may be passed on from generation to generation. Some may have been new or individual to you. And when you invest time, energy, and money in those things that you value, that becomes what your life is. Ambition, integrity, faith, religion, adventure, honesty, your culture, someone else's culture. And in their idea of success is what that value is upheld to the greatest extent of what that can be. If someone values comfort, then they will get a job that they can have a comfortable salary, they can purchase a comfortable house. Chances are very high they will marry someone who is also values comfort, and they would like a stable place for their children so they don't have to rock the boat. When you're dating somebody and you're dating somebody who has values that differ from your own, even if you have overlapping values, you may find yourself to be changing and growing in a direction that doesn't work with your foundational core values. Example, so there is a couple, both people are very ambitious, and she works as a doctor and he works in sales. Has she also really values integrity, and this man's sales position has a lot of shady things. He kind of has said things that are dishonest to clients, and he doesn't seem to act like it's a big deal. Like it's not a big deal, it's just a part of the business. Even though they both value the ambition, the longer time she spends with him, the more she's going to feel like she's growing and changing in a direction that doesn't fit with one of her core values. And when she finally breaks up with this guy, she's going to feel like she doesn't even trust herself anymore, and she doesn't really seem to know who she is because she thought she knew what she valued. So that is an example of someone who's changing in a negative way, growing apart from what they value. Now we're gonna have the example of people who are on the same page with and have the same values. Most people have very similar values throughout the course of their life. Very rarely, sometimes some people get like do a 180, but usually people's values are pretty similar. However, their beliefs will change. And two people can have the same values but have different beliefs. We're going to get into our next example. So if there's a couple who both value having a healthy lifestyle, however, the dude in the couple puts his time, energy, and money in eating a paleo diet and doing CrossFit. And then the woman in the relationship, she eats a vegan diet and loves to do yoga at the yoga studio. Okay, well, now what do? Now that they have different beliefs about the same value, that is where you come to the world of compromise. Da, da, da. And no matter who you are, what relationship you're in, you will always have to have a world of compromise. This is where things get tricky because you're going to have to decide what things you're willing to compromise on, what that compromise will look like, and how you can work together as a team to continue to build this life. But it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of patience and grace to live in compromise, but it's really, really important. What do we take away from all of this? One, you really got to know what your values are. The best way to know what your values are, in my opinion, are one, what is the thing that gets you passionate, what gets your gut to just kind of like turn. That shows that whatever this issue is correlates with something that you care about. You can see what you value by what you spend your time, energy, and money doing. And you can also tell what you value on what your idea of success, because people have different ideas of what success is. Not everybody thinks of it in a monetary way. So what is your idea of success? And sometimes I have to note that people may go off their first thing that pops in their head. They'll be like, oh, I value money. Sometimes there are some people who just love money for money's sake. However, sometimes there's some deeper level thinking, like, do you love money because you were ashamed in a point of your life where you didn't have it, and now you think that if you have it, that shame is going to go away? Or do you love money because you think it will make you popular and buy you friends or give you a comfortable lifestyle? Do you want money because you're tired of working at your really laborious job and you just want to be able to chill? Like, you don't just think of the first level thing, think of the why behind it, and that will help you tell what you really value. And then number two, when you're dating, be intentional about learning what this person genuinely values. And that can take some time. Where do they spend their time? Where do they spend their money? What do they care about in life? How do they treat people? Do those values match with yours? What are your beliefs about those values? And what do those compromises actually look like? Because when you're building a life, man, you're living intentionally, you're finding a spouse, like someone long term. You want someone who you can do day-to-day life with, who you can have a real conversation with. Hey, compromise. Knowing what your values are can show up in unexpected ways, but can also open dating opportunities up to you in ways that you didn't think could be possible. I've seen many examples where this works in a surprising way. I have my aunt and uncle are in a intercultural relationship where my aunt is a Caucasian American lady. Yeah. My uncle is a wonderful Japanese man born and raised in Japan. And my aunt loves Japanese people. She is fluent in the Japanese language. She loves serving and helping people there. She teaches English at a collegiate level. My uncle has lived in the States and built a business in the United States, and both as a couple, they have lived both in the United States. They lived in Japan. They are fluent in each other's languages. They love each other, and they are on the same team. They have the same faith. They both love their children. And because they show the same value system, even though they came from completely different worlds, they were able to make it work. In our regular dating environment, we create these standards for ourselves that are untenable or not valuable, or sometimes you even get to be with someone who has all those standards and you realize, oh gosh, this isn't what I wanted. Like, they don't even like me. They don't even value me. Making sure you're on the same page with what you value, how you want to how you want to grow your family, how you want to build a life. That's it, guys. That's That's gonna make things work. So thank you for watching, everybody. I hope this was helpful and informative to you. If you like it. If you like it, press a little thumbs up. And if you want to continue watching this type of material, press the subscribe button and let me know in the comments what's one thing that you value, whether it be in life or in relationships with people. Write down one thing that you value. One thing. All right. I gotta get off of this camera.